Hey guys, it's Amanda Moreno. Wanted to make this personal video announcing that I'm leaving the club. First off, I just wanted to say how happy I've been these last 4 years. So all these memories are something that I'm going to hold very dear for myself. It's a very hard decision for me to make after being here so long. I just wanted to say thank you to all the fans that have been supporting me since day one. Since I first got here, we had that first game at UNM. I'm never going to forget that because that's when I really got to see the might and love and passion that all New Mexico brings, all the fans bring to the games. And that was my first taste of that. Even though that first year we never got to play a home game, it was just incredible. All the support, when we would go away games and all the people would be standing on the bridges, waving us goodbye. Those are some memories that I'm going to have for the rest of my career. This is a club where I got picked to go to the national team, which is something that I'm always going to be grateful for the club. If I didn't get the support and love that everyone has always given me, I would have never done as well to even get this opportunity. The goal that I scored against OKC 4 years ago was definitely one of the biggest memories that I'm going to keep and hold dear because that was the first goal that I scored with New Mexico. But aside from that first goal that I scored with New Mexico, I think the bicycle kick that I scored this year has to be one of the best goals I've ever scored in my career. And obviously the love that I got from the whole state, but being able to score that at home was something that I'm never gonna forget. The love, passion, everything we've gotten in the lab has been something that I'm never gonna forget. La Familia, it's been an honor to represent these colors, this badge, the state, and I just wanted to say thank you guys again from the bottom of my heart for all the support you guys have given me all these years. And also thank the whole organization, from the staff, from the media team, from everybody. Really, really thank you for how you guys have treated me, how you guys have helped me out grow as a person, as a player, and I'm always gonna have you guys in my heart for the rest of my career. I wanna say thank you to all the teammates that I've had over the years who've really brought the best out of me, especially after coming back from my injury, and I don't think I would have gotten that with any other team. So it's not goodbye, it's just to see you guys later. Somos unidos.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Seth is crying.
Welcome back to Somos Moss, the official podcast of Somos Moss, NM, and your source for the latest news and notes on the Mexico United and the New Mexico Runners. If you're joining, if you popped in just a second or two late, we just played the goodbye video from Amando Moreno. Club announced it earlier today. Amando put out a video. Amando Moreno is moving on from the black and yellow. This
funeral
really should come as no surprise. I mean, Amando Moreno is and has been one of the best players in club history. You look at the numbers he's put up, you look at what he's done for this club, 24 goals over 4 years, including missing an entire season due to an ACL injury. It's bittersweet. Wish Amando all the best, but I mean, this is a tough one. I mean, Earl, we kind of knew that this one was coming at some point, but here we are. Unexpected announcement here before the end of the league season.
Yeah, it definitely took me off guard. Especially scrolling through Facebook, eating dinner, looking at Facebook, and then out of the blue, oh, thank you, Mondo. I'm like, okay. I thought he was under contract for at least one more year. After doing some searching on some pretty piss poor sites, USL, I'm looking at you. Yeah, turns out he is out of contract November 30th. So, I mean, it's tough because Mondo is one of Maya's, if anyone doesn't know, Maya is my daughter. She adores Mondo. So this one's tough because she just got into soccer. She found someone new that she likes and adores, and then peace out.
Well, I think, yeah, it sucks. I hate that for Maya. But that's, and I think, saying peace out's a little harsh. But I mean, that's the nature of the sport. That's the nature of any sport.
Yeah.
No one spends their entire career with a club anymore. Well, I should say, I don't say no one. It's few and far between that someone spends their entire career with a single club or team, no matter the sport. I mean, you look at, across other sports, not even Michael Jordan spent his entire career. Kobe didn't. No, Kobe did. I apologize. Kobe did spend his entire career.
Time out.
Yeah.
There's another person I know spent their entire career with one organization
Chipper Jones.
until he retired.
And who might that be?
One of the greatest Cowboys of all time, Tony Romo.
Oh, good Lord. He's, top 20 maybe, but, it was shocking news to say the least, at least the timing of it. Typically the club does not make announcements until after the end of the league year. We have seen other clubs go ahead and make announcements here so far in their own off seasons. But yeah, I mean, if you're in the chat, share. We would love to hear your favorite Armando Moreno memory. I mean, obviously the bicycle kick that he talked about stands out. Seeing him step back on the pitch after returning from the ACL injury, another one that stands out as well. I mean, Mondo very quickly became a fan favorite here in New Mexico, with just the passion that he played with, the effort that he put in, and yeah, I mean, this season was really just tremendous for him. Getting the call up once again to the El Salvador national team and to just see how he flourished under Coach Quill. I mean, big season for him. I mean, Earl, what's something that stands out to you in the times that we've had to see Armando in person, the times that we had the opportunities to talk to him? Is there anything that stands out for you?
I mean, nothing really stands out to me. Just that he was a cool dude. I mean, every time we got to talk to him, he was super straightforward with us. All three of us had a chance to talk to him at the end of the season, regular season, this past couple weeks ago, about a month ago now. And he said that last year was his return season to where he was just trying to see if he could play. Mm-hmm. He wasn't sure if he could still play. And this year was his breakout season. He showed it. He scored 10 goals in one season for one club. So, I mean, it's tough to watch him go. It really, really is. I'm hoping he goes to a bigger league, to a bigger squad, and does tremendous things over there. I'm hoping to God that he winds up over with Zach and Troy and make that little reunion there. That'd be nice. Seeming that Troy likes to poach New Mexico United. So that'd be nice to see that happen again. I'm hoping he completely leaves the region. And by region, I mean El Paso and Phoenix. I'm hoping he completely goes somewhere else.
Yeah, and it's so if you're not familiar with how player contracts in the offseason work, typically there is a period of time towards the end of the season where stuff is already being renegotiated. Even before the league year ends, teams will start to make announcements around Thanksgiving, a little bit after, and they will. The Mexico United historically does not typically announce anything before the end of the league season. But other teams, we mentioned El Paso, they're already making announcements. Other teams are as well. San Diego Loyal, obviously, with the club folding, their players are already moving on. But so there's a lot of deals that are already being made, a lot of contracts already being discussed in terms of the 2024 USL Championship season. But with Armando's history, he has played in MLS before, played with Chicago Fire. He's a player that could play at that level again. He's a young enough guy. He's got the talent. He could do it. I could see him playing, at a number of different clubs at the MLS level.
I do believe he's also played in La Liga at Tijuana.
I'd have to double check that. You may be right on that as well. but I was just thinking more recent, past couple seasons prior to coming to us. But yeah, I mean, there will always be rumors flying around. We've heard rumors. We sincerely hope that Amando is not staying, like you said, in the region. We hope that he is moving on elsewhere to a bigger league, to a bigger opportunity. I mean, he'll stand out in club history. As I arguably you could say one of the all-time greats at least. I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility. That even 10 years from now, that the club still has Amando, or that people still remember Amando as one of the guys, one of the big guys for this club and its history, for his contributions, on the pitch. You look at his goals. He stands third all time, and I'd have to double check the I apologize. I have to double check the U.S. Open Cup goals. I don't to see if he has any, but just in league play, Mondo has 24 goals through 4 seasons with the club, which puts him third all time behind Bees and Devin Sandoval. So, yeah, it was really a surprise to see that today. But yeah, like you said, that after that last home match, we all had the opportunity to sit down or stand down in the dugout, talk to Moreno, and super nice guy. Every time we talk to him, always super appreciative of the fans and his teammates. And yeah, I mean, you could sense how proud he was of what the club accomplished this year in that last interview they did. And and what I'll do is I'll put the audio out on the podcast feed as well. That way, it's out there again for everyone to hear that. But yeah, I just truly classy guy. Amando was one of the nicest guys. And the fan, again, he was always good with the fans. So yeah, I mean, this was not how we had intended to start the show originally, but when stuff like this breaks, like we've got that to talk about. So, Earl, before we came on air, you had said that you hoped that the club would have a response to this. And by response, you mean the club has someone locked and loaded and ready to fill that spot. But, are there any names that come to mind, and why are you on the floor?
Once again, back on the floor over here. One, I'm not on the floor because people don't put pictures on the floor like that. And Robert, it's nice to have you back. Don't know where you've been. You weren't missed, that's for sure. And two, once again, I'm not on the floor because the clocks don't belong on the floor. Pictures don't belong on the floor, and that's a fucking door.
Robert, appreciate you popping in and derailing.
I
Earl
don't.
Just a bit.
Like I said, you weren't missed. There's a couple names that stick out in mind right now that United can go at least try to grab or explore, especially locally in the USL market. One of them being Ronaldo Damis.
That's a name. I think Damis would be a lot of fun to have. We've seen what he's done over the past couple of seasons, with Orange County, and then with San Diego. Like he's fun.
Yeah, Ronaldo Damis is one that stands out. It's crazy hardcore in my mind. I think that's the only one that really picks my brain. Is one I guess that's one I really want to see. Is that Ronaldo Damis to United? I would love to see that graphic and clip come through, and I'd be happier than Jesus on a pogo stick.
I mean, yeah, I mean, Damas is certainly an interesting name, and obviously with San Diego Loyal folding after this season, some of the players are already making moves. We know that El Paso has signed a couple players from San Diego Loyal already. Damas is certainly a name that I think a lot of people would not mind seeing. Now, in terms of realistically, I mean, there's bound to be other talents somewhere that can bring to the pitch what Amando Moreno did. And Damas is a guy who can do that. He's creative, he's pacey, he's certainly a guy that can help fill those shoes. But in terms of getting over with the fans, I think that's a tall task. But with the club ethos and what's happened since day one, it's going to be one of those things where the expectation is that whoever comes in is going to put in the work to earn the respect of the supporters. So, but yeah, it's certainly not the first. Certainly not the move we expected to hear about first. We've postulated that there might be some other moves coming up. Some players that we think might not be back. We talked about a couple weeks ago. Obviously, we missed last week. Scheduling just didn't work out for us. But I mean, Sam Hamilton's a guy that may not be around too much longer. There's some other guys as well. But Earl, how much longer do you think it's going to be? I mean, given that the club has made the announcement earlier than usual. When do we see the next round of announcements as far as who is coming or going?
I think now that we've seen the first one, it usually takes the first one to break the ice.
Mm-hmm.
Usually the first elephant cracks the ice, and then the second one breaks it through. Today's Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Today's Tuesday. Carry the 2, divide by 4. You never know with United. That's for sure.
That's definitely true. Earl, please
See,
don't
we
try
always
to do math on stream ever.
We always thought that we would always see announcements after the season.
Mm-hmm.
And by after the season, I mean after the final happens, and that's that. Like you said, this is unusually early for us. This is also Coach Quill's first offseason with us, so he might have a different way of running the ship. So I don't know. I would love to see. I would love to see it happen sooner than later, but at this point, I will just sit on my thumbs and wait like an anthropod.
Word of the day? Okay. I didn't do it. I mean, you had. I'm something you were googling how to fit that one in, right?
Actually, the way I Googled it was I was gonna do a fun fact, like one of those. Listen, but I decided to just throw it out there. That was actually Marlena's word of the day. So good luck finding Maya's word of the day.
All righty, we'll try to figure that one out here as well. But yeah, if you missed the video, we're not gonna play it again. You can go see Amando's goodbye video over on his Instagram page. Continue to follow him there, support him there. Again, hopefully.
And also, this is a shameless plug for Amando. If you're interested, he is also streaming now.
Mm-hmm. I saw that.
So you can find him on most major streaming networks, like gaming streaming, not like Netflix or shit like that. I'm talking like Kick, YouTube. I don't know if he's doing Facebook yet, but I know Kick and YouTube for sure. Maybe Twitch as well.
He is on Twitch. If you want to go follow Amando Moreno on Twitch,
It's El Sayin.
No.
I think you're wrong.
There. That is Amando's Twitch page. If you'd like to give him a follow, it looks like he's been streaming Call of Duty and
Super
Fortnite.
Saiyan.
Yeah. That is Amondo's Twitch channel. So go give him a follow, show your support. As long as he's not in El Paso powder blue or in Phoenix red. So
speaking of El Paso powder blue, real quick.
okay.
I know we're not El Paso fans here, and I will never be an El Paso fan here. But have you seen some of that El Paso freebie stuff that they're giving?
I have not, nor do I care.
Nor do I either, but they're going on like some super discounts, like 15% off. And I'm trying to find it real quick. So it was cool.
You know what's even better than El Paso giving you discounts on shit?
What?
The Mexico United has a pop-up in Coronado Mall.
I saw that.
Yeah, they do. Went by there the other day. They have kits, magnets, decals, all sorts of stuff. So go in and give their pop-up stand workers some.
I don't know if you can see this.
attention.
Yeah, you can. I'm telling you now, that Sugar Skull right there, if it was not El Paso, I'm all for it.
I was just about to remove you for showing El Paso merch on stream.
Well, no, that's why I said if it was not El Paso, I'm all for it. But it is El Paso, so I'm not for it. But that Sugar Skull right there is sweet.
Okay. Well, if for some reason you're like Earl and want to go support El Paso, you know, I mean, I don't know what you're doing here, but you know, because anyway, yeah, it's been a day of announcements in there. So obviously Armando Moreno moving on, and then the news came out today that the USL has signed a new media rights agreement. This is USL and CBS Sports reached landmark multi-year rights agreement, multi-platform deal across CBS Television Network, Paramount Plus, CBS Sports Network, and CBS Sports Golazo Network. Will include 100 matches annually through 2027, including both the USL Championship and League One. So again, this is going to be select matches, including the USL Championship final, which will be on CBS television. Over-the-air coverage for the first time ever as a league, I should say. Now, obviously, individual clubs own local media rights. They can do what they want with that. But these will be national broadcasts on over-the-air television for the league, for a USL Championship and League One. Now, there are some caveats to this. There's only a certain percentage of matches that will actually be shown on the over-the-air CBS networks. There will be other matches. The majority of the matches will be on either Paramount Plus, CBS Sports Network, or CBS Sports Golazo, which, by the way, CBS Sports Golazo can be found free on Pluto TV, also on the website and on the CBS app. So, or maybe it's the Sports Golazo app. One of the apps you can get the Golazo Network for free. So, there will also be, there'll be 20 more than CBS Sports will televise more than 20 USL matches on CBS Sports Network and 75 USL matches each season on CBS Sports Golazo Network, which is a 24/7 soccer streaming network across multiple platforms, including Paramount Plus. Now, this is not the only news to come out today. I know people were concerned about the rest of the 200 plus matches that are still available. Now, word is that there's an additional announcement coming soon about future streaming rights for the other matches with ESPN Plus. So supposedly, you're going to be able to watch USL and USL League One across ESPN and CBS for the next several years. Now, this is also reportedly a very good financial deal for the league with higher media or a higher buy-in from CBS. So you're looking at going from $1 million a year, which is what was reported for the ESPN Plus deal, to potentially closer to $7-8 million a year for the league. So we do get CBS in New Mexico, Robert. We do. It will remain to be seen which matches. Obviously, we won't know until closer to next year.
Believe it or not, Robert, we actually do get TV channels out here too.
We do.
Like right now, I'm watching the local elections.
Yeah, politics. But yeah, so I mean, this is a big deal for the clubs, for the league, and not only will live matches be streamed, the Golasso Network will also provide analysis, commentary of USL competition throughout its live studio programming, including shows such as Morning Footy, Box to Box, and Scoreline. I mean, this is huge. This is a huge deal. Obviously, the league it will be available in more places. More people are going to be available to see it. Obviously, if you're already a subscriber to Paramount Plus, this is a huge get because you already get the Champions League and all that fun stuff. But I mean, Earl, to you, I mean, obviously the matches are going to be split across multiple platforms, across multiple streaming services. Is there enough here to entice you to go over to CBS and pick up maybe a Paramount Plus subscription if you weren't already subscribed? Or I mean, does this just muddle the waters in terms of broadcast rights and where to find things? Carlos, how you doing?
Carlos, what's up, man? I'll be texting you after Seth stops talking, just so you know. No, I'm all for it. I mean, more eyes on the USL means bigger names in the future. I mean, you saw it when MLS went to, I'm trying to think who they went to a few years back when they got Zlatan. I think it was when they first hit ESPN. That's whenever Galaxy went and picked up Zlatan. I mean, having more eyes on the USL allows more chances for lower leagues like the USL 1, smaller clubs such as Forward Madison, and there was that new one, Charlotte, I think it is, or there was a new club that I was interested in. It allows them to get more eyes on them and be able to attract fans who wouldn't necessarily stop by to watch.
Yeah, so Carlos, to your point here, we did address that here just a few minutes ago. We did say that CBS Sports Golasso was available for free on Pluto TV, the CBS Sports app, and CBSSports.com. So you don't necessarily need it. I was just pointing out that, hey, you can go. Does this? I was trying to ask, does this make you more likely to go subscribe to Paramount Plus? Because Paramount Plus already carries over 2,500 live matches per year across various leagues. So with the addition of USL League One, the USL Championship over there, doesn't throw that in there. But yeah, no, I agree with you. I mean, obviously, a bigger media rights deal, a bigger buy-in from a large network is obviously good for the league. Helps provide additional stability for the league from a financial standpoint. Also gives them, more platforms for eyes to be on. I think of all of this, I think the OTA coverage is the biggest deal of that. Because you've got a national TV network that's going to be carrying live matches, albeit very few. But for the championship final to be on a channel where you don't have to pay to watch it, I mean that's huge. The only problem with that is that the programming slot that's going to go in. Again, we're right in the middle of NFL season. So put it on a Sunday. If you do it Sunday night, you got Sunday Night Football. You put it on Sunday afternoon, you obviously got, NFL Sunday. So, and if you try to put on Saturday, like this weekend, you've got college football as a CFP is making its run towards the end of the season. So, I mean, it'll be interesting to see what time slot they put that in. Maybe they move it to like a Monday or Tuesday night, which I think is not a great idea. But that gives you opportunity to put it in front of more eyes.
I'm actually okay with it being on like a Saturday, especially Saturday afternoon, because typically the big games played are for college football, at least, like the big headline games are typically in the morning time. Typically 11 o'clock, 11:30, 2 o'clock at the latest.
Well, I mean, this weekend you get UGA and Ole Miss at like 5 o'clock. So
once again, teams that matter play at important times.
I mean, UGA is number 1. Ole Miss is number 9 or 10.
You lie.
So
You lie.
I know. I
You
think
want false news.
UJ is number 2. I apologize. UJ is number 2 in the CFP. Yeah, but in the
You know-
coaches poll and in AP
You know
poll,
who's
Georgia's
number one? You know who's number one?
Ohio State.
Oh,
yeah.
HIO.
Yeah, I think Ohio State should not be number 1, but that's just me.
But they are.
Yeah, they are.
You're not even a Georgia fan. You're a Georgia Tech
No, I'm
fan.
not.
Get
I
the
am a
fuck off
Georgia
the
Tech fan.
bandwagon.
I'm not on the bandwagon. I'm not saying Georgia should be number 1 either, because I don't think that Georgia's the best team in the nation.
I think
They're
the
not.
Lobos are.
Oh, good Lord. Lobos have 3 games left to try to salvage a bowl berth this year, and they've got Fresno State, Boise State, and somebody else. And I don't see them winning any of those 3.
See, I like Carlos's comment. Take that, and that's exactly what I was getting to.
You could.
By 5 o'clock on Saturday afternoon, you were scrounging for something to watch. We're lucky this weekend because there's a top 5 team playing.
Mm-hmm. What if they did it on Sunday night and used the late game on CBS as a lead into that, as a potential as a lead in,
Because not all
I don't
Sunday
know.
night games are good too. I mean,
anytime the Cowboys play, right?
exactly. I mean, you saw them almost beat the Eagles.
I mean, maybe, but who's really watching UNM San Jose State? I don't disagree with you there, Carlos. No one's
Seth
watching that.
is.
I'm not watching that.
Seth is on his million subscriptions that he owns.
But yeah, I mean, as a whole, I think this is a really good deal for the league. I think it helps with exposure. And then buried at the bottom of this, and I don't know if we caught the bottom of this announcement. In 2024, with the addition of Rhode Island FC and North Carolina FC, who we know is moving back up to championship in League One after winning the League One title this year, 25 teams will compete in the USL Championship in 2024. So 25 teams next season, with Rhode Island making their debut and North Carolina moving back up after self-relegating to USL League One. And then, also in 2024, USL League One will have 12 clubs playing, including Spokane Velocity, the newest member of League One. So
that's the one I was interested in.
Yeah,
because maybe it's like a Z that their logo is.
So I'll look it up. But yeah, so I think, and those 2 things are kind of buried in that announcement. But I think it's interesting that the league is once again going with an unbalanced schedule. I think it's going to be 13 in the East and 12 in the West. Hang on. So here is the logo for Spokane Velocity.
No, that's not the one I was looking at. I don't remember what it was.
But we don't disagree with that at all, Carlos. We don't bring back UNM men's soccer. Absolutely, bring it back.
And
terrible
the
timing.
football team.
Yeah, exactly. Terrible timing for them to kill off UNM men's soccer, especially with United coming in. There was so much room for them to promote that, but that's something that's a conversation we've had before, a conversation we don't necessarily need to have again. But yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting to see what happens, to see what games end up where. Obviously, as long as production value stays the same, like I have no problem with this announcement at all. I have no problem with USL spreading their wings and going to other platforms. Especially with Sports Golasso being widely available for free. This is huge. It really is. I think it's a huge deal for USL. I think it helps bring more legitimacy to it. And I think it shines a spotlight on how poor MLS has handled their rights deals, sticking everything on Apple. So, it is what it is. And maybe this is something that helps prompt more teams, I should say, to get local media rights deals. Maybe we see.
I'm glad that the USL didn't just agree to Apple TV, because they're in the running. Apple TV put some kind of bid in. I'm just 100% happy that USL did not say, you know what? Let's make it a North American channel base and go with Apple TV
Mhm.
because no one watches Apple TV. Let's be honest. I have a free subscription and I don't even watch Apple TV.
I watched it for Ted Lasso.
And that's about it.
Yeah, it's about. I mean, there's some other shows I want to check out. I haven't watched them yet, but Ted Lasso, obviously the big thing on there for me anyway. But yeah, no, this will be good. And again, more eyes on the league, always a good thing. And that kind of brings us into our last topic of the night, because really ahead of today, we had one topic to talk about. And that is, of course, the USL Championship final.
For the past 2 weeks, we've had one topic to talk about.
Pretty much. Carlos, have a good one, buddy. Thanks for popping in. Appreciate you being here.
Carlos, I'll text you here in a few minutes.
But yeah, I mean, USL Championship final is this weekend. Phoenix Rising against Charleston Battery. Earl, all of our brackets went to shit.
My bracket went to shit the first week. I don't want to hear it.
Yours sure did. I certainly thought San Antonio was going to do better than they did. And Marlena had Orange County, which was not a bad pick at all. But yeah, this is not the final that anybody that, as far that I know of, saw coming. And I mean, Rising got hot at the right moment, and really, aside from their loss to us and the lead up to it, lost to us. I mean, it's weird because they came in on five. They came in the playoffs on five winless, and now here they are, in the Cup final. So yeah, it's, and then obviously Battery came in as a 3 seed out of the East, but I mean, I did not expect it at all. Looking at this matchup, Earl, I mean, we have no dog in this fight. I mean, do you resort to going for the Western Conference team because they're out of the West, or do we just as a neutral pick a side that we want to see?
So there's this cool saying that Jacob and I have had for 4 years now.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck Phoenix.
There you go. I can't disagree.
That answers my question. That answers your question, I'm sure.
Hey, there you go, folks. That's our preview of the USL Championship final.
I'm going to pull Mondo and say peace.
But, I mean, yeah, it's... are you going to watch on Sunday?
What time do they play?
I believe it's 7 o'clock.
At night?
No, 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock Mountain.
Oh, you fucking crazy?
5 o'clock Mountain on Sunday night.
On a Sunday?
Yeah. I know.
I guess it's better than the college national championship playing on Monday afternoon, Monday night. I might watch.
Well, I mean, if you're talking about the NCAA, final, then I mean, putting that on a Monday night when it's not by the Super Bowl, not a bad idea. But I mean, it's terrible from the vantage point of someone who wants to stay up and watch everything. But yeah, it's, I don't know. Like I look at this one, and again, Phoenix caught fire at the right time. They're playing really well. Battery are playing really well. You go back and you look at how they played in the tournament, and it's hard, even though Battery is the higher seed, it's hard for me to really favor them. But I just don't know. You never know what Rising is going to show up, no matter what game they play. So, I mean, looking at this final here, I'm going Battery. And I have
a sworn vow to never root for a Phoenix team ever since the Junior Fleming bullshit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. or just because of the fact that they're Phoenix.
That too.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, Phoenix is not necessarily good on the road. Battery's pretty good at home. Battery had a better season. I think Battery is. I do think Battery is a better team, top to bottom. But I mean, this Rising team can play with anybody in the league. So it depends on what Rising shows up on Sunday. But I think it's going to be Battery. But that's just me.
I'm hoping it's Battery. I really am, because that's the last thing we need to hear is from Mike Vagina Plaster.
Yeah, no doubt. So Earl, I did have one more topic, and it just came to mind. I wanted to ask you. MLS playoffs are going on as well. Obviously, the wild card round was last week, and the Fighting Troilus Saints did not go through. Unfortunately, lost on penalties to FC Cincinnati. I mean, one heck of a job by Troy and his team to come back and even push that to penalties. But I was looking at today. I'm looking at the way that the format is for MLS playoffs.
I fucking hate it.
And now that Nashville is out, and Atlanta United continues to play on, after thumping Columbus Crew today by a final of 4-2.
Go fuck yourself.
I wanted to ask you about this format. Now, obviously, in Major League Baseball, NBA, you have the best of series, best of 5, best of 3, whatever. There's not a best. Well, I guess there is technically, but we're used to in European soccer. We're used to the home and away legs of cups, right? Now, the way the MLS playoffs are set, I fucking hate this. You play a best of 3 series in soccer? Like, this is beyond dumb. Now, like, take, for example, you look at, Atlanta and Columbus. The first match, Columbus won 2-0 at home. The second match, Atlanta won 4-2 at home. Now, if this was in Europe, this would go to, they have their own format over there. Columbus would win based on away goals because they've got 2 away goals, right? Now, that's not how we do things here in the U.S. Here in the U.S., we say, no, we're going to play a third game. So Atlanta and Columbus, they played on Wednesday, November 1st. They played today. Now they're going to play again on Wednesday to see who advances to the second round of the MLS Cup. This is a fucking stupid format. Like,
So here's my
hate
thing.
This.
You want to make this interesting? This is me in charge. Mimic the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
I know running 90 minutes is tough. But if you're playing early rounds like wild card, first round, you can survive 2 matches to where you mimic exactly the NBA, how they do it. Not the best of 7, because that's a little too much. But you play your first game, you can even play it on a Monday. You play your second game Wednesday. That gives you Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday to rest.
Mm-hmm.
And play your next game Monday, Wednesday, or Tuesday, Thursday. But no, you have your first game on a Monday or a Wednesday, whatever the fuck you want to do it at. And then you wait 2 weeks, play your second game, and then you wait 2 more weeks to play your third game. No, it stretches the season out way too long, and you lose interest.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, I'm not saying stretch it out. I mean, it's not like,
but the way they have it.
Yeah. But the way they have it too just doesn't work. Like, I just
the way they have it right now stretches the season out just way too long, and you lose fan interest immediately.
Yeah. Well, I mean, so in Europe they do split those home and away matches. Mm-hmm. And they are usually a couple weeks apart, but it's all played within the confines of the regular season. Now here, again, Atlanta and Columbus, they're playing 3 games in 7 days against each other, which is just, it's just dumb. It just really is. Like, Like you look at the way the playoffs are set up. I mean, Seattle and Dallas are going to go to a third game. You know, SKC advanced over St. Louis. That 8 seed beat the 1 seed there, which I think is phenomenal. You know, you've got RSL and Houston having to play a third match. LAFC advanced. You know, Orlando advanced. Atlanta and Columbus play a third match. Philadelphia at New England, they play tomorrow. And then, you know, Cincinnati advanced, you know, on penalties over Troy. But like, I hate this. Like, why not just play? If you're gonna do the legs, throw in the away goals, throw in the aggregate, you know, throw in the aggregate goals, okay. And then if you got if that's level, throw in the away goals. Like, don't make teams play three matches in 7 days. I think it's a stupid idea, and it just, I think it really brings down the, I don't want to say authenticity. I think it brings down the,
It brings down the interest. That's what I'm
yeah.
saying.
Yeah, no, it does. I also think it hurts the integrity of the tournament, you know,
Because if you're an Atlanta fan, granted, I'm a Nashville fan, so I never have any kind of hope. I'm also a Cowboys fan, so I'm used to this. I'm also a Cubs fan. There's a recurring theme where I enjoy disappointment.
Mhm.
So as a Atlanta fan, I mean, you guys are looking forward to playing Houston. Now you have to wait a whole nother game to get there.
We get Orlando if we win.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Just throwing that out there.
Yeah.
Like you guys already in and through. Now you guys have to wait for that next game to be played to see what's gonna happen.
Yeah, it's just, it's I mean, will I tune in on Wednesday? Yeah, absolutely. But it's just, I think it's a terrible way to do it, you know. But of course I will, Earl.
Yeah, you know what I'll be doing on Wednesday?
What's that?
Not that, that's for sure.
Not that. I want to double check this because I want to make sure that I know like what day they are actually playing. They're playing on the 12th. I do apologize. So yeah, on Saturday. Saturday, Sunday. That's Saturday. Yeah. Like it's just dumb. Like I don't like the way that this is set up. I think there's a far better way to do it, you know. But bit of a rant. I do apologize. Necessary though. Like MLS, get your shit together. But all right. I think that's it. I didn't have anything else. Earl, do you have anything else you want to talk about this evening?
Nope, I don't got nothing.
All right. Well, in that case, thank you to everyone who popped in this evening. Robert, Carlos, appreciate both of you popping in the chat and talking with us. If you're hanging out, watching on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, lurking, commenting, listening later in the week, we do appreciate each and every one of you. Earl, are we good to? Oh, did we announce our special? We didn't announce our special guest. Are we still good for next week?
We are still good for next week, and I will confirm it once again later on tomorrow, probably because it's already 10 o'clock.
Perfect.
So as of 2 weeks ago, as it has become a recurring tradition for us, before the New Mexico Runners kick off their season, we also like to join them with that. So with that being said, next week we have a special guest. Next week we have owner and founder of the New Mexico Runners, Andres Trujillo.
Can't wait for that. Andres, obviously, friend of the show. We love covering the Runners. We have given them some eyes and ears to their season. Can't wait to talk to him about the upcoming Runner season up at the Rio Rancho Event Center. Keep an eye out, folks, for player announcements, ticket information, all that fun stuff. Can't wait to see the Runners back in action. So, and obviously be back next week when we talk to Andres about everything. So, yeah, can't wait for that. Earl, I do want to ask you if you can you get me, I'll text you here in a minute, but, I small favor. Yeah, no, I'll so I have to do something for school. one of my classes I need to do an interview, and so I wanted to reach out and talk to someone that we've talked to before, but I have to like get them to sign like a waiver and stuff for my school so that they can use it. But so I need to see if you can help me out with that. But
Yeah, just shoot it over. Just email it over to me, and I can send it over to Andres real quick.
all right, cool. Appreciate that. But yeah, so thank you to everyone. Again, podcast will be live in podcast feeds later this week. If we're not on your podcast catcher of choice, please let us know. I'll make sure we get the show on there. But yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Obviously, the USL Championship Final, 5:00 Mountain Time, Sunday evening. Tune in, watch that, root for Battery. But for Jacob, for Earl, for myself, thank you guys all so very much. And until next time, Somos Unidos.